bad. It's coming out pretty dope. Now, pretty much, I'm just going to take you back to the original sample. What I'll do is I'll create a new, my bad. We'll just double this right here. And then that way you're going to get everything without all of the automation. See the automation there, no automation here. This is what the original sample sounds like. Still might be dope, but I mean, we just created something saucy right here.
Be making basics.
What we're going to be doing today is flipping a sample in Logic Pro 10. All right, I'm going to be showing you some advanced tips and tricks that you can use to really differentiate your samples rather than just taking something and just chop it up a little bit. I'm going to show you some ways that you can really utilize some of Logic Pro 10's newest features to chop up a sample and make it unique. All right, so let's jump into it. Basically, what we're going to do here is start with a software instrument track. We're going to use that quick sampler. So go to under instrument and scroll down to quick sampler, click on stereo and click create. The next thing we're going to do is just to kind of get a vibe, we're going to go ahead and go to the Apple Loops library. I've already been kind of messing around with things, but we'll do something new, right? I'll just do a brand new sample, doesn't matter. I'm gonna still go over here to hip hop and we're just gonna just find something that sounds smooth. Let's see here. Alright, so that's pretty dope, right? So what we'll do is we'll just take this and drag that over here. I usually come on over here and do the optimized version of everything, so I'll just drag it to the right. And so now we have our sample plugged in. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on musical typing, pushing Command K, just so you can see what I'm playing while I'm doing this. But essentially what I wanna do here, I got the BPM at 130. What I will wanna do to make sure this kind of lines up with everything is go ahead and click on this flex tool and follow tempo. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the metronome just to make sure everything's working. All right, bet. So now that we know that everything is synced up right and everything like that, all I'm gonna do is just play the sample and then I'm gonna go in here and manipulate it using some different effects, okay? So what we'll do, all right, so we'll do it like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and record. All right, so we got a basic kind of sample loop going, right? Now what we'll do is come over here and make sure everything is quantized or quantized, yeah. And I'm just gonna highlight it here, add a little swing to it, quantize it, and then I also want to go ahead and if you click on this guy right here, you can turn up the velocity, make sure everything is loud. So what we'll do also, just a further step, is if you right click on the actual MIDI note and go to force legato right here, it's gonna make everything, we'll just say shorten, everything go to the very end of the next note. Okay, so let's check it out now. All right, so cool. We got the samples chopped up from, fairly, we got a nice little loop going. So this is where the magic's gonna actually come in. What I'm gonna do now is take this sample and use the remix effect to really distort it, make it sound crazy, all that good stuff. So what we'll do is we'll go to the sample, go under audio effects, go down to multi effects, go to remix effect and click on stereo. All right, and this is where the fun is gonna happen. Okay, so what I'll do here just to make sure I record whatever I'm doing on here. First, we'll just practice, but that just to make sure we record it, we'll go under here where our automation settings are and go to latch. So I'm gonna play around with it first, and then we'll actually record. All right, so I know what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna mess around with this little rate button right here. All right, cool. So now let's go ahead and turn on latch, and that's gonna record what we do. All right, cool. So that's good. Let's listen to kind of what we got. Make sure you always turn this from latch back to read so you don't keep on recording over it if you want to practice. So let's just check it out. All right, sounds pretty dope. What we're gonna do is keep on manipulating it here. All right, so we can do little tape stop effects with right here with this. Let's check it out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna hit this tape stop right at the end of the 4 bars. Okay, of every 4 bars we're gonna hit that tape stop. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to where read is and turn it on latch, and that's gonna record whatever I do here. So let's do that. And I didn't like that, so what you can do is this push A and then push Command Z, and there we go. I think that should have fixed it. All right, cool. So I'm gonna do this one more time. Let's check it out. Didn't like that last one I did. All right, cool. So now I have at least 2 different effects that we can use, or we did to manipulate this sample. Another thing that I could probably do is maybe mess around with the EQ, but there's other effects that you can do here. We can do like a wobble effect. We can do an orbit effect. Let's listen to what the orbit sounds like. Maybe out the orbit. We can do wobble. Let's see what the wobble's like. Yeah, so we'll do it like pretty much. Let me see. So this is maybe like at the end of every bar. I'll play around with that. Go ahead and turn on latch. Alright, cool. So that's pretty good right there. Alright, so now that we have pretty much a good sample going, the cheat code with this is now we could come over here, create a brand new track, create a brand new sampler, quick sampler track, and resample what we just did. So I could just take this, drag it on over here to optimize, and voila, I got a dope new sample that does everything I just did. And as you can see, it does it in any key, and that is really the big main hack of this, is that you can resample and sample again and sample again till you get your own unique vibe with this. Yeah, it sounds hard. So now let me go over here. I can just actually record this, turn on my metronome. All right, so now pretty much I have a brand new sample that I created while creating the sample, if that makes sense. So let's kind of just listen to this again. I'll add like a basic drum beat on it just so you can really hear the dopeness of what we just created. So yeah, let me go ahead and just come up with a dope little basic drum beat. We'll be using this multi-sampler. I already loaded the drums in there. Let me just kind of just get a kit here. We got a trap kit. Alright, so we'll just use this snare right here. And then this is going to help give it the vibe of what we can do with this sample. So a little work needs to be done on the drums, but for the most part, if you quantize it, it's good to go. And then what I'll do is come over here and just turn everything up on the velocity. Make sure this is selected. Let's check it out now. Add an 808 behind it and we're pretty much good to go. I'm just gonna go ahead and click on here. I have a little cheat code right there. Let me add that in there. Actually, this is gonna be a beat I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my site. This is actually pretty lit. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and do that. Let's see. Come over here. Drag some of these guys. Yeah, that's coming out pretty dope. Now, pretty much, I'm just going to take you back to the original sample. What I'll do is I'll create a new, my bad, we'll just double this right here. And then that way, you're going to get everything without all of the automation. See the automation there, no automation here. This is what the original sample sounds like. Still might be dope, but I mean, we just created something saucy right here. All right, cool. Now we got it the right key. Let's check it out. This is the original sample. Something's a little off here, but that's the original, and then this is what we got after we did all of our changes. Pretty dope beat, just off of, you know, flipping a sample, using the remix effect and everything like that. So appreciate y'all watching, man. If y'all like the video, man, you know what to do. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.